Welcome to the first, my first live here on YouTube and also Facebook tonight. And if you will, let me know where you're watching from in the comments, and either on the live or the replay as well, let me know. And also, what are you drinking tonight? Do you have a favorite drink? I have a cinnamon tea. I love it. And thought I'd share that. I don't have a link, but it's totally cool. It's definitely some good stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And also, well, actually, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Tonight, I have the privilege to introduce to you a pilot down in Southern Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee. And my wife and I had an opportunity last fall to stop by, drop in, and check out his newly built Zenith 701, actually Super 701. And again, this actually, well, not again, but this picture here I have on the screen, this is a part of his property when we were there, just beautiful country. And also here's a picture of the 701. Let me go back aside here. Like I mentioned, my wife and I, Andrea, we got to take a quick look at it. And Jon really, honestly, has done a really good job on this, just the quality of detail and just super airplane. So that's a quick look at the plane. So I want to jump in here and go ahead and introduce you to Jon Humberd, and got a few questions. So let's get him on here. This is my first time around, like I said, so bear with me. Let's get him on the screen. Okay, Jon, welcome. So glad to have you here tonight. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes here and just kind of giving us a little bit of information about your plane, but also, asking a few questions that we have for you as well. So
Very cool.
what I want to do is start with the first question is just kind of general. What would you say would be your, I guess, perfect time of the day to fly, and why is it, I guess?
I've thought about that question before, and that's difficult to answer because I'll fly anytime the weather will permit me to. I love it. I love it all. Nighttime is special in its own way. Middle of the day, it's all the reflections, the shadows, all that's different every time you go up. If I had to pick a favorite, it would either be early morning or sunrise or sunset are probably my two all-time favorites.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, well, definitely calmer weather in the mornings and evenings. You definitely can count on that more so than not. Definitely in the afternoon.
The calmer's the funnest. It's nice to go there and just have the calm and just let go of the controls and let it do its thing and just look around and all that type of stuff. If you've got it trimmed and balanced out well, it's nice to just get up there and without all the turbulence and just ride. Yep,
I agree. Yeah, I always call it smooth as glass. So, yep. Okay, so the next question I have for you, I'd like to ask is, it's one that I've heard other people talk about, and actually myself, and kind of navigating is, maybe it's different for you, but when you didn't fly with a camera versus flying with a camera, has it affected your pre-flight time setup, or just anything that goes into, getting set up to, capture some, good footage that we see, on your channel on YouTube and other situations?
It really doesn't much. Once you get the mounts made and the basics of how to get it set up. I mean, really for mine, it's just a matter of throwing the camera on it and linking them up to my phone, because I control all my cameras through my phone. Once I get linked up, I'll turn it off and on with the phone and all that type of stuff. So, once it's there and the boom's extended and all that type of stuff, it's really pretty simple. It doesn't have much. When you're doing the walk around, I'll look at the mounts and that type of stuff for the boom. Just be sure everything's still secure and just like the rest of the plane, just make sure it's all safe, no cracks, everything looks good, tight.
Yeah, right on.
Stuff. And other than that, it's really pretty simple. Just get in it and turn it on and enjoy.
Yeah, right on. So yeah, definitely using the app on your phone really helps. Being able to control it and just shut it off and on when you want. Yeah, just one thing I've heard, I guess the more people that have, multiple cameras, it can kind of get complex and people kind of get, a little overwhelmed with multiple cameras. But, I like your setup. It's simple. you might have a little camera inside, but you just have one, I believe the 360, is that correct, outside?
Yeah, I've got the 360 outside, and I've worked on another mount to get a rearward view with it. I have another boom set up and ready, and just haven't got a good camera, 360 camera on the back yet.
Okay.
I'm essentially using the same boom setup that you are. You know, if people don't know, definitely look up your description on how the camera boom and all that stuff's set up. Yours are Trent Palmer's. I think all three of us are using very similar setups.
Yep.
The one for the back, I don't know if you can see it here. The one for the back, I made an aluminum boom and made the cutout for the extended battery and all that type of stuff. So but it's still the Insta360-1X seems to be, you know, it's without breaking the bank. It just works really well for what we do.
Nice. I like it. Very nice. Okay, so I want to share another picture here John's got. He has a few pictures that are pretty awesome. If I can get the slide to switch here, bear with me here. There we go. He's lives on a farm. Like I said, he's a farmer, and he gets wet around the area, and he likes to still have fun. So this is a pretty cool picture here. So another question I had is kind of, you know, also revolved around cameras is when do you shoot, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. How do you say I'm going to get the best out of this flight without getting overwhelmed with trying to get footage? Is there a time where it's been like, okay, I just need to fly the airplane, and oh shoot, I need to watch that? I mean, I personally had situations like that, and I've learned a little bit from that. I'm just kind of curious. Maybe there hasn't been, but if there was a situation like that, could you share? And
you know, you're exactly right. Yeah, that's always fly the plane first. We've heard that in training for sure. And it works that way with the camera too. Fly the plane first. If you miss something because you can't get a record button hit fast enough, just miss it. Maybe it'll come back up again, but fly the plane first. Usually when I'm flying, they're calm moments in flight, you know, the takeoff and all that type of stuff. If you're after that, you start it off lots of times before I even start the airplane, I'll start the camera. Most of the time, you know, when I'm flying around here, unless I'm going to show or something, I'll set the camera up to where I'm catching everything. But most of the time when I'm around home, my takeoffs, I have so many of those already recorded right here on the farm. There's no need to do that. Lots of times I'll just get up and going and start the camera while I'm cruising along calmly. You know, if I see something I'm wanting to go catch, I might let go of the controls, because my plane really does fly flat and smooth. So I can let go and start my cameras and then go wherever it is I need to go to catch it. I do like to shoot, you know, I've tried some of the time lapse and some of that type of stuff. I really like to shoot just the 4K or the whatever video you can get that's the best quality. And then you can always go back and edit it and get whatever you need from it later. And
yeah, that's,
you know, the 360 camera, that makes a unique perspective even for the pilot. I've noticed, you know, that after I've come back and I sit on the computer and I can turn around and look at everything in the 360, there are lots of times you'll see things that you didn't see while you were flying that particular scene or whatever, that you can turn around and look to the side or look back or down, or, you know, if you're flying in formation, you can look up and see other airplanes that you might not be able to see as well when you're flying and everything's going on all at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've noticed that as well myself. Looking at footage is, you know, you can kind of look at the lay of the land. It's like, oh wow, there's a new building there. Or if it is your local area, it's something that has changed that you've never noticed, that you obviously didn't see while you were flying. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's definitely handy in that situation.
And the reflections and that type of stuff. Lots of times I'm not looking at my airplane reflection, but it's pretty cool to be able to look down with the 360 footage later and, you know, see the reflection over the fields or the water or whatever it might be.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed as well is you can go back and look at stuff that some of your footage that you've captured, it was been like unintentional. You know, it's like some of the best drone shots or 360 shots. It's like I didn't even see that, and like that's like my favorite part of this flight. So at least for footage, least for footage anyway. So yeah. So all right, cool. Well, I wanted to just kind of shed some light on the I guess the YouTube world, or anybody that is, or Facebook, anybody that's just looking into getting into action cameras or that's doing drone shots and trying to do stuff that, you know, they've seen online that's like, man, that is awesome shot. I want to try that, you know, and they get out there and they try to get those and capture those drone shots or, you know, a flyby or something themselves, and they kind of get themselves doing some risky stuff. I just want to just kind of highlight the importance of flying the airplane first, and that, you know, having a plan, and then really having a plan whenever your plan does not work, you know, because
that is for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's really key is, you know, what to do when things don't go the way you hope for, because we know not everything in any situation, or not even just flying, things just don't always go the way we hope. So
I think the biggest thing for me with the filming is be sure the mounts are secure and well, be sure the camera's going to be there. Be sure it's all set up so that when you start flying, you can just leave it. If you get into a situation where you need to pay more attention to flying, just leave the camera alone and know that they'll be there and they'll be okay. They'll be running or not, but you can set that later. But always have that priority with the flying, because the cameras are definitely second on the list always.
Yeah.
Safety, you know, that's what I really try to do, is just let the camera catch it. If I'm close to the ground, or if I'm buzzing through canyons or whatever it might be, I try to set the camera up before I enter those situations to where I can completely concentrate on the flying and just not even pay attention to the cameras. I really feel like that's the best method. Just pay attention to your flying.
Yep. Yeah, and I think also, I mean, on the other side of that is when you're doing that, I mean, you're going to enjoy the flight more when you're not trying to make adjustments. Because, I mean, how many times you try to like reach behind you and grab something, or something falls on the floor, or you're trying to get a new battery for something that died in the cockpit, you know, that is just really, it just takes away, you know, it's just, you know, it's extra work you don't need. So I think it really helps with just enjoying the flight overall as well. Just being prepared, having a plan, and having a plan for when things don't go well. So.
Yeah, and it's tough to have plans for everything that can go wrong, but do your best. I mean, people watch some of my videos, and I'm sure they think I'm crazy, and that's one of the things I really try to not pay attention to the cameras for, because I'm personally doing enough stuff that people think's foolish or whatever without adding the camera into the mix. So I really try to set it up so I can focus on what's going on that really needs my attention right now.
Yep. Right on. Good deal. Okay, John, well, I appreciate it. That's all I had here, but I just wanted to also mention this picture I have up here is one of my favorites. He's got his upgraded tires. It's different from the first picture. He did an upgraded nose wheel as well after the mains. He had to do some adjustment there. He might have already talked about that, or probably will hear in the near future talk more about that. But I really like this picture on the sand. That's an awesome. It's a good looking airplane. So really,
well, I appreciate that. That one was on the way out to the Texas Lone Star event. Buddy and myself went out there, and yeah, that's the 22-inch tires on the back and 21 on the front. Since I mentioned them, if you guys haven't watched or look up we have a YouTube page and a Facebook page under the Super 701. But we also, I'm a member of our local group, which is the Stole Bandits. So you can look up on Facebook and kind of follow us there too.
Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate it again, John. Appreciate the information, and we will see you soon, or I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to see you soon probably. But everybody else, again, just thank you for coming in live. And if you're on the replay, let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate it. And until next time, fly safe, be safe, and be blessed. We'll see you later.
Fly it like you stole it. Thanks, guys.
You breath in our lungs, beat in our heart. Let's get the voice, you got something to say. It's a brand new